Good morning, students. Welcome to online class again. Last class we discussed the topic pronouns, and in this class we shall discuss something more about relative pronouns. We learned in the last class that relative pronouns are used in place of a noun or a pronoun. It also joins two sentences together. Thus, the relative pronouns does the work of a conjunction also. Now, while joining two sentences, we should keep something in mind, or we should know something about the exact placing of a relative pronoun and the connected sentence. The part of the sentence introduced by the relative pronouns, should be placed close to the noun it talks about. So, relative pronouns are there used either in place of a noun or a pronoun. And the relative pronouns represent a noun or a pronoun. So, when we connect two sentences together, the part of the sentence which is joined with the relative pronoun should be placed as close as to the noun it represents. Means we should place the relative pronoun and the sentence, part of the sentence, to the noun, place it close to the noun which the relative pronoun represents. With the help of one or two examples, we can understand it better. The boy received the letter. Who met the postman? Who met the postman is the part related to the relative pronoun. So, the boy received the letter is the first sentence. So, now we are joining two sentences together, and who is used for the boy. So, who represents the boy? So, according to the rule, who and the part of the sentence that represents the noun should be placed close to the noun. So, the example given here, the boy received the letter, who met the postman, is wrong. So, the correct one is, the boy who met the postman received the letter. So, we broke the first sentence into two, subject and predicate, and the part related to the relative pronoun placed just after the subject, and after finishing the relative part, we placed the predicate of the first sentence. So, the boy, then we place the relative part, who met the postman, then after that we write the predicate and the rest of the sentence. So, the boy received the letter, who met the postman is wrong. The boy who met the postman received the letter is correct. Then, when we use which and that as relative pronouns in formal writing, in spoken English, we often drop these two pronouns. So, which and that. When we write something formally, in formal usage, we use which and that. But informal, while we are speaking, or in a colloquial language, we avoid the use of which and that. This also, with the help of examples, we can see. The book that you lent me is very interesting. The book that you lent me is very interesting. That is in written language we write. When it is in spoken English, we write, the book you lent me is very interesting. We avoided the use of that there. But the relative pronoun that is understood, but it is omitted in spoken English. In the same way, Kiran ate the custard which I had kept for Nina. In spoken English, it will be Kiran ate the custard I had kept for Nina. So in written we use which and that while writing, but in spoken language we avoid the use of which or that. Thank you very much. I hope the part we learned today you understood it. So next class we shall come up with a new topic.